My name's Farnan of the Moody Boar, and I'm just going to cook a wee dish that's made of all local produce, so it is, with local tomatoes, radishes, roosters, the Bramley apple, herbs from our own garden. We're going to use some hake and a local cider, which is a medium cider, and we're going to do a wee take on a smoked haddock dish called Monte Carlo, but we're going to use smoked hake instead. I find it's a nicer fish. First off, what we're going to do is with the potato. I love roasted potato. It's great flesh in it, so it is. Cooks out very well. So we're just going to cut it into like wee cubes for this dish. This is kind of based on like a fondant potato. So we just pop it into a wee tray. Some salt, pepper, and we need our local cider. There we go. Okay. So we've got them in the local cider, and it's kind of like a fondant potato. The cider juices cook out into the potato and give it this real light appley flavour. So we just pop that in there. And now we're going to work on the hake, and we get this again from a local company. I like to use hake because of the white flesh in it and the flavour in it. It's really, really good. So it is. Some salt. Pop it on there. Just give it a wee touch, just for the first few 10-15 seconds. Just put a little bit of pressure onto it, all right? And this just holds the skin nice and flat, which creates a really nice crispy skin. And then we just season the top of it. So next up is we're going to get the Armagh cider. We're going to put it into our pan. Hopefully it'll sizzle up. Okay, and we get that up to a nice high heat, because we want that boiling and reducing down quite hard. And after that, we'll add in some cream. We've tarragon here from the garden. We've wee aniseed herb. We've got horseradish, which will give it a really nice kick, and some bay leaf. We just put that in with a simmering juice and then take it out at the end. So I just pop bay leaf in and our herbs. I'm just going to roughly just rip these up, just taking out the big stalks, just very roughly cut them up. So you want this to be a nice rustic dish, touching on fine. Okay, and we just pop them in there as well. We add our cream. And our fish is cooking away nicely here. Let's have a wee look at it. I can feel that the skin is coming up nice and crispy. I'm just going to hold it like that. You can see it's browning like that, but we're going to leave it on a wee bit longer. So we're going to get this boiling cream into this wee container here. Okay, so we don't need all of it. Just enough for that fish. Take it away. And once again, we'll turn this here over. You can see that, look at that nice golden brown. You just flip it over, put it into the cream, and what we want to do is let that come up to a boil again. And it's really just to get the sauce going and those flavours transferring. And straight into the oven. This is going to take about 4 odd minutes. While those there are cooking out, we're talking about 4 or 5 minutes, we're going to get our tomatoes and radishes warming up. Got this lovely lemon dressing that we use for our salads. We've got a couple of different varieties here. All we're going to do is just slice these nice and thick, because we want big chunky pieces. Okay, just keep them to one side. And our radishes, again, we're just cutting them nice and fine. Season them up. So all we're looking really to do with these, we don't want to cook them. We just want to warm them up so they come up to a temperature that they complement the fish rather than being stone cold. And then to finish off the dish for garnish, we have these horseradish leaves. It comes out really well in dishes that require a wee bit of heat onto it. The last element of this dish, I couldn't go too far without using our beloved Bramley apple. Just add that sharpness and that tanginess. So this is the very last minute part of the dish, and we don't need too much of that. It's just really for the freshness and just the colour as well. And so the last part of the haddock fish Monte Carlo is that you must put egg on it. But we're not going to put a full egg on it, we're just going to put the egg yolk, because that's actually the real part that we want to mix up with the cream. And this is it here. So it's literally an egg yolk, and we've paneed it, which is literally just putting some breadcrumbs around it. And you set that in the fridge, obviously very carefully. Overnight, the moisture gets taken out of it from the fridge, and so it actually sets the egg a little bit. You can see it's not as runny. And what we need to do with that is just to drop it in the fryer, which I'm going to do now. Just lift that out, set that there, just to allow all that excess oil to drip off it. So I'm just going to get the hake out because it should be ready by now. There we go, nice bubbles. It's all changed colour, and our potatoes are ready as well. Okay, so people would often ask, how do you know when fish is cooked? Well, if you get a skewer and just run it down through, it should go through with ease, okay? If you get any sort of resistance, it's not yet cooked. So I'm just going to plate it up now. So we just spill our potatoes on. This is the part I love most, just plating up. Fish on top. We get our lovely sauce. Just check the seasoning. Okay, a wee bit more salt. A wee bit more pepper. Give that a wee stir. Another taste. Perfect. That cream, it's reduced down, it's mingled with the cider now, and you're getting all different flavours. Bay leaf is coming through. We're literally just drizzling this over and around the fish. Now comes the radishes and tomatoes around the fish. And what they really add is the lemon dressing, the tomatoes, just adding a summery freshness to it. Our egg yolk. Okay, and that's us. That's our smoked hake Monte Carlo. And the whole point of the dish at the end is that when you break into it, the yolk spills out, mingles with your sauce, and creates like almost like a carbonara sort of sauce feel to it. And then that smokiness just all works together.